Hey guys, Solano here, and welcome back to Play to Earn. What if a game kept paying out while you did absolutely nothing? These 5 idle and AFK crypto games run in the background, on real chains, with players logging in right now. Here are the top 5 this July. Number 5. Olderfall drops you into a dark fantasy arena as a gladiator master, a free-to-play auto-battler that runs across Polygon, Arbitrum, Avalanche, Moonbeam, and Scale, with versions on Android and in the browser. The idle part is right there in the format. You prepare a roster of procedurally generated warriors called the Fallen, set their composition and gear, then let the battles resolve on their own. Outcomes come down to the choices you make before the fight rather than button mashing during it, so team building, character DNA, and loadout carry the weight. There are daily player versus player death matches for anyone who wants a competitive edge, steadier player versus environment encounters for progress, and tournaments hosted with on-chain leaderboards. The studio behind it, Anabika, spent 2 years building the gameplay before adding any money systems, and that patience shows in how cleanly the combat and forge loops fit together. Inside the arena, you collect a currency called Vitrium, along with the Fallen themselves, plus weapons, armor, and pets that exist as NFTs. A forge system lets you burn and merge duplicates to craft stronger gear and climb the rarity ladder, and items can be traded between players. Through its Immutable play integration, you can also take on quests tied to your in-game activity. On June 1st, 2026, Olderfall launched Season 5, Auric Dominion, which runs through the end of July, staying in dark fantasy but trading the arena for a full-action RPG next. Number 4. Built by Bad Beans and published by the Animoca-backed studio Planetarium Labs, Immortal Rising 2 is a dark fantasy idle action RPG on Immutable, available on web, Android, and iOS. You play a resurrected warrior fighting back against the 7 demons, and the game lets you swing between 2 speeds. Jump into real-time 3D combat directly, or hand things to the AFK system and let your character advance while you are away. The depth sits in the skill system, where you pick a main weapon, layer on magic types like fire, frost, or thunder, and merge pairs of abilities into hybrid skills for a huge range of builds. Guild Wars turn the map into a weekly territorial contest for control of zones, while a world arena handles 1 versus 1 in team fights. It builds on an original that passed 2 million downloads. 3 currencies keep the systems turning. IMT is the governance token, used to vote on the roadmap and craft high-grade items. Starlight comes from leaderboard play and goes toward crafting mercenary and land NFTs, and Stardust handles everyday upgrades. Rarer items called arcane stones can be minted as NFTs and traded on a zero-gas marketplace, alongside equipment, avatars, and pets. On June 9th, 2026, Immortal Rising 2 added a pet system of combat companions with their own growth paths, alongside a seasonal picnic event. The next one throws out a common feature entirely, and players seem to love it. Liking this list so far? Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to our channel so you're always updated with the hottest play-to-earn games. And if you want the latest news about blockchain gaming delivered straight to your inbox, don't forget to subscribe to our newsletter as well. And now, let's get straight back to the list. Number 3. Sol Siege takes a different route by skipping NFTs altogether, a free-to-play idle auto-battle wave defender on Solana that runs in any browser on desktop or mobile. You pick one of 3 classes, a warrior for durability, an archer for speed and crits, or a mage tuned for token gains, and your hero fights through waves of dungeon enemies on its own. Rather than click through every fight, you manage the loadout between waves across weapons, armor, and rings. Bosses arrive every 10 waves with enrage mechanics, wave modifiers change how enemies behave, and champion units drop better loot. A mastery system unlocks deeper specializations at wave 100. Season 2 landed in late May with guilds, and the game has crossed 24,000 accounts. Gear is the heart of it, sorted across 6 rarity tiers whose stat multipliers scale as you climb. You open chests for equipment, break down what you do not need into scrap metal, and spend the Siege token to upgrade and ascend items. A player marketplace lets people trade gear directly. Siege accumulates off-chain while you play, so there is no gas per kill, and you can move your balance to a connected wallet anytime. On June 20th, 2026, Sol Siege shipped an economy patch that raised in-game currency gains and introduced the Convergence Town event, a twice-daily window with a rotating damage or experience buff. From Solana over to a browser world built on Ethereum and Ronin next. Number 2. Runiverse Idle is a free browser-based idle RPG on Ethereum and Ronin, a newer entry set in the Forgotten Runes Wizards cult universe that needs no download to jump in. In Runiverse Idle, the pace is light and the loop is easy to sink into. You send characters out on expeditions to battle enemies, gather resources across the world, and work through daily quests that scale as you go. Bigger fights come from world bosses that call for server-wide coordination, so the whole community pitches in to take them down. The developer has been shipping fast, folding in guilds, a player versus player arena, and most recently fishing. It is the scrappiest pick here, closer to a passion project than a big studio release, but it is live, actively updated, and clearly finding an audience. Progress runs through in-game resources with names like scroll, letter, and coin, gathered as you play and fed into crafting. A player marketplace lets you buy, sell, bid on, and trade gear, recipes, and resources with others, while a forge turns collected materials into stronger equipment that climbs the rarity ladder. You can connect a browser wallet or simply sign up with an email if you would rather not link one right away. On July 3, 2026, Runiverse Idle rolled out a fishing update, giving players a calmer activity to sit alongside expeditions and boss fights. The final game leaves the desktop behind and lives entirely on your phone. And number 1. Life 2 app turns the walking you already do into a game, a move to earn an idle app on BNB Chain for Android and iOS. In Life 2 app, the core idea is simple. The app tracks real-world movement like walking, cycling, driving, and public transport, and turns that activity into in-game gold. The idle layer comes from personal zones you set, places like home or work, which quietly generate gold in the background even when you are standing still. Social interactions feed into it too, so the loop leans on the rhythms of an ordinary day, rather than asking you to grind at a screen. It has grown into one of the most popular titles on PlayToEarn and picked up a shelf of industry awards, including a Best Move to Earn nod. For a lifestyle app, it goes surprisingly deep, and regular seasonal content keeps regulars checking back in. Gold is the currency at the center, built up through movement and passive zone generation. The project is also working toward its own L2 app token, though market listings are still on the roadmap rather than live, so for now, the focus stays on collecting and using gold inside the app, with the wider token economy set to arrive later in the year. On July 2, 2026, Life 2 app released version 3.3.1, adding a World Cup 2026 event and translating its purchase pages into more than 40 languages.